Hello and welcome. I'm Jo Martin, the founder of Own Your Road. I'm so excited to have put this masterclass together for you guys as a free gift so you can embark on your journey toward owning your road. The masterclass, 3 reasons why you haven't achieved that promotion yet. We all want it, and sometimes it just seems like the elusive dream. It's something that we see others, get promotions and we wonder how, why. I'm going to help you through that. I'm going to show you the 3 secrets that I use to gain work-life balance, to move forward in my career without the support of my boss, and also be successful in getting roles without all the required experience. Gaining work-life balance, it's making changes to the way that you do things. And for me, this has meant that I can achieve what I need to thrive at work, as well as having me time and spend quality time with my family. Moving forward in my career, without the support of my boss all the time, and trust me, there have been times that my boss just did not support me, but I knew that I had it in me to get ahead. I have, and I now, the power in my hands, because there's some tried and trusted techniques that I've used that have helped me stride ahead and get to where I want to be. And it's those techniques that you really need to understand. They're simple and they can help you move forward. To be successful in getting roles without all the required experience. Working through the methodology that's needed to understand what is required and how to work around this has meant that I now know the secret behind success in achieving your dream role. This was after I used methods for success that, trust me, having 2 children of my own are easier to master than trying to get the kids to brush their teeth, or at least tell the truth that they've brushed their teeth. I wanted to show you this slide. It's to show you that I'm real, I have a family, they're an active family, and we love sport and we love the outdoors. I am a professional, a finance and supply chain professional, turned wife, turned mum, turned anything in between, turned entrepreneur, and I'm, here creating a movement of glamazons. A success disclaimer. Now, your success depends on your next steps. Realistically, only you can create the action that will help you on your path. But you know what? I know that you've got it in you. You just need to understand there are some steps to get you there, and that's where I've got you back. At first, when I was going through my career and trying to understand pieces, I just wanted to learn what I needed to do to be considered so that I could be given a chance at success. I just thought there's got to be a way. It can't just be accidental that these people are getting promotions. So I looked and I've understood, and there is, you've got to understand what's around you. I wanted, and I still, always have that same thought. I want to be a middle manager that is respected by my team and peers. I wanted to build my experience in leading that would showcase my talents in leading teams to success. I don't know about you, but you probably, or I hope that you've had bosses in the past that you look to and you'll go out of your way to do things for, because they respect you, they give you the time, they give you their effort, and they showcase your talents in different forums. I also know that I can contribute so much in my role that is of benefit, but at the same time, I want also to be rewarded for the work I do. And I know that lots of you are probably in this situation. You work hard, and you want people to understand that the work you do is beneficial for others. But you also don't want to be just slaving, going through the motions, and no one even knows who you are. No one even understands just how much work you do and how valuable you are to the company. Bit more about me, just so that you don't think that I'm not really knowing what I'm talking about. I hope you don't believe that. I've seen so much in my career, and I know what it's like to want something so badly, only to be disappointed by the outcome. Many years ago, early on in my career, I had gone for a promotion that I knew I could do. I knew there was lots to learn, but, I went for it, and the recruiter they threw these, the questions, the typical interview questions at me. It was an internal promotion, and I just felt I should have gotten it. Gave it my all. Yes, I was nervous. I was young. I don't think it gets any easier when you're talking about interviews at all. But at the end of it, I couldn't understand why I hadn't achieved that role. I looked at the role description, and I knew it. I knew my experience. I knew me. But now I look back at that, and I now know I could have changed the outcome if I'd only known what I now know. And that is the critical piece. I now know I can change the way my road ahead is carved. And trust me, it's something that can be learnt, and it is something that is quite a simple methodology. I've spoken at company conferences and supply chain seminars in my roles when others have wondered why I would want to. Don't get me wrong, I was as nervous as all get out, but I've always had a creative side beyond my finance and supply chain roles that just needed to be released. I'd get up there and I'd be a bit nervous at company conferences, but these were fun conferences where, yes, there was 200 people in the room, but it was a bit of fun. They weren't judging. They were there to have as much fun as I was standing up on the stage. I was just lucky enough to be dressed up as a rabbit one time, and in some other, just a very fancy dress, and it was good. And realistically, afterwards, the feedback was that I looked like a natural, but inside, my heart was racing. My head was going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But it's something, if you put your mind to it, you can do. I've applied for internal promotions, as I've told you before, and in the earlier stages, I didn't get, but now, and more recently, I applied for an internal promotion that many thought I wouldn't get, and yet I was successful. So the methodology, if you put it into practice, you can achieve. I present regularly at executive meetings, ensuring that my voice is heard on issues. And these aren't just normal, boring meetings on supply chain or finance. These include things that I am passionate about. Women in the workplace committees is a particular role that I am currently working through. And, I make sure that I'm absolutely 100% dedicated to ensuring that women in the workplace have a fair chance, and that their voice is also heard. As you can probably gather, my experience is here to help you, and I know I can. What you will learn, I love Wonder Woman. Growing up, she was my absolute idol, especially that lasso of truth. But what you learn may make you feel like Wonder Woman, but I just say to you, use your knowledge for good, not evil. I would take you through the 3 secrets to work-life balance, career progression, and success made simple. And they're going to make you feel like that lady on the right there, where she is like, hallelujah. And, it does. It makes you feel like you're so much taller, like you're invincible. Okay, here we go. Secret 1 of work-life balance. This is the time to fit in time for you. How can you fit in time to exercise and not feel exhausted in the process? It's a question that I used to ask, and it's certainly one that many do feel the same. Once you find time for you, how do you discover your peak time? You know, I'm very different to my husband. I'm a morning person. So how do you balance that? How do you find that elusive time? Discover why people don't stress when they're on leave, and then they come back with even greater enthusiasm before they left, not dreading the hundreds of accumulated emails. See so many people in the workplace who, you know, you see them online while they're on leave. It's just crazy. You can understand how different people interpret perception in relation to balance. And a few statistics which I find absolutely amazing. Women feel more stressed and pressed for time than men in Australia, with 35% of Australian men and 42% of Australian women in a recent, as in September 2017, Australian Bureau of Statistics study, saying that they were always or often rushed for time. So it's not just you, that's almost half of Australian women. It's incredible. So what does work-life balance look like? It's having me time without guilt. You know, for me as a mum, and whether you're a mum or not, it's actually stopping and saying, you know what? I need some time. I need that time for me where I can do what I like for, you know, set time, and I can just be myself. I can lay down and have a nap, you know, without someone saying to me, oh, you should have been doing this. It's what is right. It's working around what suits you and your changing circumstances. Whether it's families or just that you want to focus on personal goals, it can happen, and you can have what you perceive to be a work-life balance shine through. Powering through your work in reasonable time, allowing you time to work on your personal and professional development. No work ever, in my view, should be so full on that it doesn't allow you every day to work on personal professional development. Now I know there's going to be really hectic times of the year. We all have, if we work for a corporate, we all have year end, we all have some sort of point in time throughout the year, or whether it's every quarter, that it's going to be busy. But you should always, throughout the year, be able to work on your personal and professional development. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your company. And I'm sure the company would, if they were asked, would say that they would want their employees to have time to work on their personal and professional development, because it assists them. It's the whole word engagement. You know, it is so the piece that needs to be focused on, and it needs to happen. You know, you need to be able to jump out of bed every day, ready to kick goals at every turn. You want to feel excited that you're going into work. You want to do something that you're passionate about, that you love the environment that you're in, that you love the people, that you have a best friend at work. And you also need to be able to switch off. When you do have annual leave or personal leave, you need to be able to allow yourself that time to feel reinvigorated. It's the only way that you will be able to cope through life's struggles. And, you know, they are thrown at you everywhere. You owe it to yourself to feel refreshed. Secret 2, career progression. You know, you work so hard and yet you feel like you're still not getting the roles you want or advancing your career. Your boss doesn't understand your desire to advance. I've had that before. Or has you working on projects so much you don't have time to develop so that you're ready for promotion. You know the feeling? It's, you know, I remember going for, asking for a role and saying I wanted to apply for it. And my boss looking at me going, oh, why would you want to do that? And I thought to myself, this person has no understanding of me. You see other people getting roles and you wonder how on earth they achieved that role when they don't know what you know. What are they doing that is so different to what you're doing? the role that you're planning to apply for has just been given to one of your peers, but you didn't even know it was up for the taking. And, you know, think about it, another 2 years in your current role, if you had to stay there because realistically that next step has been taken, it makes you feel disheartened. It's like giving up. And no one wants to feel there. There are ways to work through this. There are ways in your day-to-day working life that you can make things happen. You know, you believe also, and I don't know if you've ever been in that position, that you can do the role on offer, but you don't tick all the boxes on the requirements in the job ad. You've probably seen that, and it's a tricky one, but it is possible. As I said to you, I have applied and been successful in a role that I didn't tick all the boxes, but I worked through various techniques, various avenues, and got that role. It was hard work, but trust me, if you want something so badly, you'll do it, you know, and it's not hard work as such. It's just understanding. You know, when career progression goes well and it's where you want to go, you'll know and you realise your value. You have the tools and the understanding to never, and I mean never, be held back from going after what you want. You'll be ready to apply for a promotion regardless of what your boss has you working on. And you'll also have the opportunity to put your hat in the ring for the role you've always wanted, or, even better still, you'll be approached about the role you've been working toward, because people and others in the company will know the work that you do. You'll also, whether it's within the company or external, you see that role come up on, you know, LinkedIn or on Seek, wherever it might be, and you have the confidence to apply for that dream role despite not meeting all the requirements. You know, there's a reason why recruiters come and headhunt people, and you think, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that role. They know, they see, and you've just got to trust yourself as well on that. As I said, there's certain techniques that you can take you through that will really help you through this process. Did you know that in research done by Sheryl Sandberg, and you may have already seen or read her book, Lean In, she finds that men apply for a job when they meet 60% of qualifications, but women only apply when they meet 100% of them. That's just gobsmacking in my eyes, and it just makes me even realise more and more just how much women need to understand the processes that will help them toward getting the career of their dreams. Success made simple. It's going for promotions, you know, and they can feel discouraged. You can feel discouraged when you don't get chosen. You look at the people who do get the roles and you wonder how or why. What are they doing? You wonder what you need to do differently to set your course for success. You're fed up of doing the work to make others look great, and it's time for you to shine. Getting ahead in your career shouldn't have to mean that you don't have a life, should it? I mean, realistically, who wants a successful career if they're not fulfilled by their life in general, by their life at work as well as life outside work? It can happen, and it can be a life that is suitable for you. You also, everyone, all women have great leadership qualities and a personality to boot, and yet no one up the career ladder may be aware. When Success Made Simple is on track, you confidently apply for roles you know you can do, even though you don't tick all the boxes. It's those internal roles that you get approached about that are on your next steps list. It's like people are reading your mind, you know. It's, you work hard. Yeah, we all work hard. And it's something that, you know, success doesn't happen without hard work. But it's, the difference is you're recognised for the great work you do with advancement. Your peers love working with you and they look to you to lead. You know, they want you get a promotion, they want to be part of your team. They're saying, if you've ever got a role in the team, please remember me. You know, they're constantly, it's like you've got your the leader. It's like the Pied Piper. You love your work also, but you also have a life that is kicking as many goals as your career. And that is the critical piece. I can't stress enough how much, it's the full package. It's loving your work and it's also loving your life. So let me ask you a question. How would you feel if you could be yourself and people would recognize the great work you did and you'd be kicking your career goals at every turn? You'd feel invincible, right? Having the courage to give yourself permission to feel this way is half the battle, but you're so worth it. If you currently feel like you're managed by others who you believe know less than what you know, that others around you don't understand your full potential, you work crazy hours to try to prove to people that you are worth more. I mean, hard work shouldn't mean absolutely crazy hours. It just shouldn't. You look longingly at a role you've always wanted, but believe you're not suitable. Believe me, if it's your dream role, there's got to be a way. There's always a way. You struggle to have a voice that is heard and that the people making the decisions are biased. I've come across it. Unconscious bias is one of the biggest headlines. I know that within my current, incumbency, they want to know, how can we knock out unconscious bias? Is there a secret, a magic trick to fix it? Not sure that there is, but I think it just takes time. If you could turn around and rather than feeling the other way, if you could feel that you are courageous, courage, it's a word that I just love because you know what? I was never courageous in the past, but I've worked towards being courageous. I've worked towards being a glamazon, and it feels amazing. You want to be able to feel that you are invincible. If you want to feel like you're managing others and sharing your knowledge and also learning more every day, wouldn't that just be amazing? It's to have that and to have also that many within your business understand your full potential, balancing work and life and still progressing your career. It's all the things that I ever wanted, and it can happen, and to look at a role, as I've said before, and apply and know that you have what it takes to succeed, that you can do it. You can get to where you want to go. You can do the role that people would normally have looked at and gone, well, how can she possibly do it? And you have a voice that is heard in meetings, that you're there, you have an opinion, you have thoughts that no one has the same thoughts as you do. They're your thoughts, they're your words, and no one can replace you. And for me, the ultimate is to be judged for what you do and how you do it, not who you are. Regardless, male, female, whether you're disabled, what colour you are, nationality, it doesn't matter. You should truly be judged for what you do and how you do it. So I'd love to invite you for a call, for a discovery session call. If you're a woman who wants to get ahead in your career, thrive at what you do as you kick goals at every turn, and you're tired of trying to figure it all out for yourself. I know it's taken me many years, but I want to share with you the ways that you can. And I'd love to see if we're a match. If you want a career, where would you love to utilise your skills all the while you're being your authentic self? If you're ready to identify and implement a system that will free up your time as well. As I said, there's that personal, professional development and also that me time. There's one-on-one and group support. And I'll be able to share with you the exact strategies I use, and you can recreate this for yourself easily. It's, the discovery session call is all about just getting to know you a bit more, and also for you to know me a bit more, and be able to work through whether I can help you. If you are ready to take control and book a call, why don't you just go online? You can book in, my calendar's there. You can tell me a bit more about yourself. And it's on a site that's called calendly.com. So calendly.com/own-your-road. That's the full word, so there's no letters dropped in there. It's own, YOURROAD. I've had a couple of women that I've worked with that have been very generous enough to share some testimonials, and it's just been, I must say, it just has given me so much pleasure in working with these people and seeing the results that have come through. For Layla, she was very tough and very brave in the decisions that she did make, and I'm so proud of her and what she's achieved. It was Layla I used to work with many years ago in one of my first jobs, and she reached out to me when she realised I'd set up Own Your Road, and we keep in contact now just to see how she's going, and as I said, I couldn't be any more prouder of her than the results that she's achieved to date, and I'm sure she'll keep on achieving with what we've been talking through. And for Kathy, God, I mean, Kathy, she's just beautiful, and as she said, to climb the ladder in a male-dominated workplace, it does take courage and determination. And I can really work through with you guys to help you get to where you want to go. It's experience, and I'd love to share it with you and help you achieve your goals. To book a discovery session, again, the link is there, calendly.com/own-your-road. These sessions are extremely personalised because, as we all know, no two women are the same, and we'd like to feel you're in good hands. So please take the time, book in a call. I can send you through, I can talk you through the program that we do have so that you can become courageous. Thank you again for taking the time and listening, and I really hope to be speaking to you soon. Bye.